Okay, so today we're going to start in Shavasana. So laying down with your head facing the front of the room. Just take a moment to settle in and begin to arrive here. Take up some space on your mat and begin to let go of whatever brought you here and whatever is to come. And see if you can invite your mind, your body, and your spirit to arrive here in this space, to be present here in this moment. Today's practice is sacred silence. The theme for today will be to listen from within. We are constantly inundated with social media, visual and auditory stimulation, and we don't often have a lot of space for silence in our day-to-day lives, especially this time of year. So today's practice, I will be guiding you into each posture. We will be holding each posture for around 4 minutes or so, 3 to 5 minutes. And once you arrive there in the shape that feels right for you in this moment, I'd like to invite us all to embrace the stillness and the silence. So I won't be reciting affirmations during today's practice. We won't have any music today, really honoring the sacredness of the space that we are creating. And usually I would invite you to think of an intention for your practice, but that can also create tension. So today we won't be setting an intention, but letting one arise throughout our practice, maybe. And just allowing ourselves to be with whatever is. Coming into awareness of the breath. Just let all of that sink in. Feel free to settle into a pattern of breath that invites a sense of calmness. Maybe breathing deeper or creating an even inhale or exhale. And really focusing on noticing the tension being released each exhale. Using the breath as an anchor, as a guide throughout your practice. And from Shavasana, coming into Banana Asana, walking the ankles over to the right side of your mat to the corner and crossing the left ankle over the right. And bringing the arms up overhead and cactusing the arms towards the top right corner of the mat. It may be easier to remove any props so that your spine is fully in contact with the earth. But find a shape that feels good to you and settle in. And gently unwind, coming back through center. And maybe taking a stretch here, arms overhead, reaching from the fingertips all the way to the toes. And maybe pulling the knees in towards the chest. And we'll move into the other side. So walking the ankles over to the left corner of the mat. And bringing the shoulders and the head over to the top left corner. And creating the openness here on the right side body, finding that crescent shape or banana shape. And then settling into stillness. And gently unwind, uncrossing the legs, releasing the arms down at your sides and coming back through center in whatever way is intuitive to you. Rolling over to our bellies now. So bring the belly to the mat and come to Sphinx pose. Elbows stacked underneath the shoulders. Forearms pressed into the earth. And gaze can come between the hands. You may also choose to let the crown of your head sink to the earth. And if at any point you would like to deepen this pose, if that feels right to you, maybe bringing the hands to the corners of the mat and pressing up for seal, but only if that feels right for you in this moment. Letting go of tension in the legs or in the glutes. And drawing the shoulder blades together, opening the heart center towards the front of the mat. And allow yourself to arrive in whatever shape feels good to you. And gently lower down all the way to the mat, maybe bringing the forearms together and resting your forehead. Just a few rounds of breath here. And gaze comes up, hands draw underneath the shoulders, pressing away from the earth. And we'll come into child's pose. If you'd like to grab any props, maybe a blanket to support your knees. If you have any knee sensitivity, maybe a block for your forehead or your bolster. You can take any variation of child's pose that you would like to take, either with the knees together and allowing the torso to rest over the thighs, arms come behind you, tops of the hands to the mat, and head hangs heavy or rests on the earth or a block. Or big toes together, knees width of the mat. Hips sinking down and walking the hands out, lengthening the spine and allowing the heart center to meet the earth and the forehead to come to a block or to the mat. Settle in and find the breath. Gaze comes forward to meet the hands and gently walk the hands back towards the body, bringing the head up last. And just pausing here at the top with our eyes closed for a moment. Find tabletop as we move into cat-cows. So knees underneath the hips, tops of the feet, mat, wrists underneath the shoulders. Fingertips spread nice and wide and palms pressing into the earth, finding a neutral spine here to begin. And on the inhale, dropping the belly, gaze draws up, tailbone rises. Exhale, finding cow, tucking the tailbone, gaze comes towards the navel, round the spine. Press away from the earth, opening the shoulders, the backside body, and inhale, coming back through to cat, dropping the belly. Work through these at your own pace with your breath, making any adjustments that you need to align with the present moment. And last breath, and returning to tabletop, we'll move into thread the needle on the right side. You can also take this from child's pose or sphinx if you would like. Drawing the right arm up towards the sky, reaching and exhale, feed the right arm through, coming to rest on the right shoulder, right ear to the mat. And you can also take this from child's pose or bringing the belly to the mat and then reaching the left arm out in front and taking this from Sphinx. And choose whatever variation or modifications you would like to take. And wherever you are, drawing that left hand under the left shoulder for support and gently unwinding. Coming back through center, maybe taking a brief child's pose or just bringing the forehead to the forearms. Brief reset here. And in whatever variation you would like to choose for the other side, moving into thread the needle on the left side. And on the next breath, drawing the right hand under the right shoulder for support and gently unwinding, taking any counter stretch you feel called to take here. And we'll make our way to our backs on the mat. And with our knees bent, feet hip distance apart here, let's gently windshield wiper the legs back and forth, nice and slow. And we'll come back through center and move into a figure four stretch. So with the knees bent here, bringing the right ankle to cross over to the left knee and drawing the right knee towards the back of the room, creating a four. You can also take the option of reaching through and interlacing the fingers behind the left knee, keeping the same shape if you'd like. And feel free to release the hands here and gently lower down and unwind. Maybe extending the legs out long for a brief stretch. Nice and easy. Before moving into the left side, so bringing the knees bent, feet hip distance apart, and then bringing the left ankle to the right knee. And again, the option to stay here, also an option to reach through and interlace the fingers behind the right thigh, drawing the legs towards your body. No right or wrong. It's whatever feels right to you. And gently release here, unwinding. Maybe windshield wiper the knees back and forth, or take a nice stretch here, sending the legs out long. And we will move into Supta Baddha Konasana. So bringing the soles of the feet together here and letting the knees fall open. There's also an option just to take Shavasana for an extended period of time here. So whatever feels right to you. You can place blocks under your thighs if you would like for a little support. Feel okay for you to bring the soles of your feet together. Yeah, and then drawing them towards you. An option to stay here or move into your final Shavasana, removing any props, unless you'd like to keep them. And bringing the legs out long, taking up some space on your mat once again, and letting the feet fall open, maybe tucking the chin in towards the chest just gently, creating a little bit of length in the cervical spine. Settling into letting go here. And allowing yourself space to integrate, to let go and release any judgments about the practice. Anything that came up for you that maybe wasn't so silent from within. Begin to deepen the breath. Wiggle the fingers and toes, gently awakening. Whatever way feels aligned with you. Taking any final postures before making your way to a seated position facing me. Let's take a cleansing breath in through the nose. Exhale, sighing it all out, letting it all go. And bringing the hands to heart center, palms together. Thank you so much for joining me in this practice of sacred silence. It isn't always easy to sit without distraction, to be present with our breath, our bodies, our minds. Take a moment here to cultivate gratitude for this space and this practice that you have engaged in today. Thank yourself for creating this moment of sacred silence. It is my greatest wish that you can carry the benefit of this practice with you throughout your evening, your week, and beyond. Sat Nam, may you align with your favorite version of you. Thank you. Thank you.